Welcome to Cougars on Cougars. This is week 6. I'm Jess. This is Mary.
Yes. Hi, Jess. I think there's something on your hat.
There is on my
What is it?
On my head.
No, on your hat.
Oh, on my hat? Okay, I'll show you. So this is my Cougar hat, and this is kind of like my good luck charm. I wear this for big games. This is my grandfather's, and it's been around since, I think it came out in the 80s. I think it's
mascot.
McMahon era.
I mean, like, for our show. It looks...
It kind of does.
It looks okay. Well, anyway, cool hat. Good luck charm for our show. It was another weird week. I mean, it was weird because it felt like we lost on Thursday, but we didn't. We won. And then Saturday was just crazy. It was a nuts blowout.
Most relaxing time I've had in the Marriott Center in a long time.
Yeah. So our quote of the week comes from Coach Rose, and it's less of a quote and more of a motto. It is hang tough together. Nick Emery talked about it on the Rose Show. We heard him talking about it on Sports Nation. Hang tough together. We like it. We like teamwork. The selfless play is really helping us.
That's what they had to do to get through Thursday. So it was.
Yeah, they hung tough together. And I think Thursday and Saturday, when you play well like a team, you're going to come out with the win, whether it's a blowout or not. So
true.
There is our quote of the week. So let's get into talk of the town.
And it was a big week last week, besides the wins.
Yes.
Lots of things going on. Yes. And the first was that Taysom announced that he's coming back.
It feels like so long ago now.
Yeah, that we talked about it.
I mean, it was literally 1 week ago. And the best part about this is, you know that we talked about this on the show. And after we filmed that segment, you all, I'm sure, saw us talking about it on Twitter. I said, wouldn't it just be so funny if, of all the days, Taysom just announces tomorrow morning? And I was kidding.
Yeah, because right before we upload our episode.
I didn't expect that. Literally, as we were uploading our episode, I think I just, randomly got on Twitter, and we saw that
we were together.
Defoe. They were reporting that, that guy had said it, and we were like, oh, probably it's nothing. But then Taysom tweeted, so, anyway...
Mary was not happy about it.
No, I was, so I have an issue with him there, but I don't have an issue with him staying. That is...
Which is good.
Good news. Like I said, I was Team Tanner, but I really come around to the idea of having more talent isn't bad. I think that there's a way to use both of them, and I'm glad it's Ty who's picking, not us. So speaking of Taysom making his announcement, what's our first thing we want to show everyone?
He said, Cougar Nation, I want to thank you for all your love and support and let you know I'm coming back to BYU for one more year. Hashtag 2016, hashtag fam.
He does not tweet often, but he tweeted that, and how many it got, we didn't say how many retweets, but thousands within half an hour.
There was quite the excitement on Twitter that day.
That was a crazy day on Twitter. That was one of those days where 4 hours went by and you were like, oh, it's been 4 hours. What?
Yeah, sure.
The second tweet that we wanted to show was from Aubrey Reeves, who we absolutely adore. If you're not following her, it's at Aub128. And it's a picture, and it's from the Super Bowl. And I'm sure you all remember at the Super Bowl, they went to a cutaway of Eli Manning. And he just did not look happy for Peyton, at all. So she took out Eli, and she put in Bronco, our dear
it's so great
Bronco, and he is just making this stone cold angry face, which I'm sure he is mad because that's a recruit that you lost that you're gonna miss, but he'll be fine. We'll be better, and he'll be fine.
Taysom's a BYU guy. I never thought he was going anywhere else. I'm glad he's staying.
Yes. Okay. So one more Taysom thing we wanted to talk about.
And that's some of you probably saw this, but some really great paintings this week, and one of them was of Taysom, and this is by Lane Hackey. I don't know how to say his name. But we'll show you the picture. And
it's like it's oil or something. It's just incredible. He just really,
maybe.
In the royal uniform, he just really captured Taysom, and it was just a really opportune time to share that. So we loved
Excited to see that in real life.
So Taysom and Jimmer, which, by the way, we tweeted that picture of Nate, and everyone loved it. We'll throw that up there real quick if you missed it. Taysom and Jimmer. What about Jimmer? So that was a big week with Taysom, and then
Jimmer got signed with the Knicks.
Yes, not the Westchester Knicks, but the
actual
Knicks.
New York City Knicks,
the NBA team,
which is his dream.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for him. I really hope he gets a shot, and he played tonight.
Yeah, it was about really cool. They showed
less than 2 minutes.
We saw the picture of him signing his contract today, and he got in. He got in garbage time, and I think it was 14 seconds in. he hit a 3. It was just his first shot attempt, and he hit a 3, which is probably just huge for his confidence. He's finally on that big stage, and he made a big shot. But so hopefully that earns him some more minutes. We heard that they were chanting, "We want Jimmer," so.
Oh, good. We do want Jimmer.
They loved him in New York. We love him in Provo. He's just widely loved. Yes. So. Good for Jimmer. Okay, we got too excited about Jimmer and Taysom, and we forgot to mention a poll that we really wanted to talk about that Greg Wrubell, the voice of the Cougars, ran. Jess, what is the poll?
It's about if there was a game between the Rose-era Little Brothers and the Big Brothers, so that's Collinsworth Brothers, Emery, Haas, Hartsock, and Kafusi, who would win. And he actually talked about this on the Rose Show with Nick.
I think that's why it came up, yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen because it's pretty funny. But Team Little Brother wins. 55-45. We both disagree.
Yeah, me and Jess actually both voted for Team Big Brother, and I actually quote tweeted Tyler Haas, who said, "Come on, Greg, who do you think taught the Little Brothers?" We know who taught the Little Brothers, and I think that people forget how good the Big Brothers were. And more than that, I think the Little Brothers are really good, but I think in our opinion, they're a little bit more one-dimensional. They're really, really good, and they have a lot of firepower, but if they're having an off shooting night, then the Big Brothers win easy.
I think the psychological aspect has a lot to do with it too, because being an older sibling, like, you know how to push your little siblings' buttons and get them frustrated or say things that are going to get in their heads.
So that was a 55-45 split. So it was pretty close, but still favored the Little Brothers. And another wild thing is that we have that many brother combos under the same coach to compare anyway. So
I love it. I hope that actually happens someday. That'd be cool.
Yes, that would be fun to watch. Okay, so staying on the same note with basketball, we have it's going to be senior day on Saturday, which is depressing, but we're turning it into senior week. So if you saw today on our Facebook and Twitter pages, we spotlighted Nate today, and Chase and Kyle will come later in the week. But we wanted to talk just about each of them and some of their career highlights,
celebrate
some fun stuff about them, just because it's a good week to celebrate them. It's the last 2 home games coming up, so we hope you're all going to the Marriott Center if you can. So,
I'll probably cry.
I might cry too. So we're going to start with Nate, who we highlighted today. As a lot of you know, he played at Lone Peak, which is where a lot of people on our basketball team play. He played with Tyler Haas and Josh Sharp. Nate has played a lot of minutes. I think he has records for playing in the most games and most minutes as a BYU player, but he played in every game as a freshman when that was in 2011 and 2012, and he also played in every game his sophomore year. And his freshman year is when we had our 25-point comeback against Iona, and that was a really, really great moment in BYU history.
Tournament.
That was in the tournament, yes. And then his sophomore year, we went to the NIT Final Four, right? Mm-hmm. Which is still cool, less cool maybe. So he averaged 8 rebounds a game as a junior, which is really good. And then we lost to Oregon in the first round of the tournament that year. And then last year he played in 10 games, but then he had that hamstring injury that ended his season, which is why he's back again. It just seems like he's been around for a while, but we're happy to have him because he brings a really unique energy to the team. So he is also a team captain with Kyle and Chase, and I think our favorite moment from him this year was his block in the last minutes of the Gonzaga game. I wouldn't say he had necessarily a career game that game, but the thing that we love about Nate is that regardless of that, he does what he needs to do to get the win. So Nate, thank you for all 2,684 minutes that you have given us in your career. Who's next?
Next is Chase. You all knew I was going to talk about Chase. It's not a surprise. So Chase joined the program in May of 2013, and he made an immediate impact as soon as he could play after having to sit out that season.
Because he transferred from Wake Forest.
Yep. Coach Rose made him a captain that first season as a junior, and then again this season. One of his highlights that I love is the 10 threes that he had against Chaminade in Hawaii last year. Still the record, tied with Nick now, but that was an exciting game. Last season, he ranked 10th in the nation in three-pointers, so that was really impressive. And that included 6 threes against Ole Miss in the NCAA tournament game.
And fun fact, he says that that's his favorite performance in his BYU career. So we lost, but he was really proud of his performance.
And he should have been. He played great that game.
Yeah, 6 threes in the tournament against a solid team is really good.
But he's also been able to do more than just 3-pointers, especially this season. We've seen him really diversify his game. He's been our best free throw shooter, really solid there.
42 of his last 47, I think he's made.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
And we'll need that in the games coming up, too.
Yes.
And then he should also be the first BYU player to ever have 100 or more threes in back-to-back seasons. So he had 103 last year. He's at 87 right now so far, and quite a few more games coming up. So he should hit that mark.
Hopefully.
Interesting facts about Chase is that in high school, he placed second in the high school three-point championship that was held during the 2011 NCAA Sweet 16, which BYU was there.
Speaking of Chase, we wanted to show you this picture of him. You
When he
might
was
not
in high
recognize him. It's pretty great.
It is great. And we also learned this week that he wants to open a gym after basketball. He's really into fitness. I think most of you know that. But he wants to get in that whole scene. So.
So lastly, we have King Collinsworth, Kyle Collinsworth, who we obviously adore. He's been a huge staple of this team for the past few years. So he was a starter on the 2010-2011 team that went to the Sweet 16 and played Florida with.
And that was a really good team.
Jimmer and Brandon
Best team
Davies.
since the 80s that could come in and get to the Sweet 16 again.
Yeah.
So for him
that
to
was
start
huge.
as a freshman was impressive.
Yeah, and he contributed. So then he went on his mission to Russia, and he has been a team captain since he got back. He did tear his ACL, if you remember, in the WCC tournament championship game against Gonzaga. We all remember that moment when he went down. It was horrific. So he had surgery, and he came back for that next season, which is unbelievable that he overcame that. And I know that that's a big motivator for him. He came back quickly, and he came back strong. So then he took the team back to the NCAA tournament that year. We lost.
And I think that was a big
round,
thing
right?
for him because he had gotten his team to the tournament, but then had to miss the game because of his surgery. So I think that was a huge goal for him, was to get back there and actually play.
Yes, and then we come to this year. So last year he had 6 triple doubles, which was tied for the record with Shaq, and he has gotten 4 more. The season's not over, so he has 10 triple doubles, which isn't his career highlight. We're going to talk about a video in a minute, but he says that the proudest part of his career was beating Gonzaga on their home court last season, which snapped their huge winning streak. Gonzaga was really, really great last year, so Kyle was a part of that, and he was a big part of that. He had a good game. He is also, obviously, as you know, the career leader in assists and rebounds at BYU, which is why we call him King Collinsworth, because he holds all the records. He has not missed an NCAA tournament, so we're hoping that holds. Interesting fact about Kyle, which we didn't know, apparently his parents have a tennis court, and he is really, really good at tennis. So,
good sport to play.
Yeah.
I played tennis. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting to go back and sort of relive these guys' careers, particularly Kyle. I mean, he's been around for so long, it seems like, and some of the things that he's been able to do has been really amazing, but particularly with this group of seniors, with Nate and Chase and Kyle. I mean, going back, we'll show a picture here of they were all around with Coach Rose when he got his diagnosis, and he had to go back for surgery. So they've been through that together. They were all on the same team with Kyle and his injury, and went through that, played in that tournament game without him. And then, like you said, that game against Gonzaga is arguably the best win in BYU's history, and they were part of that. I mean, to go into Gonzaga on senior night, number 3 in the country, and beat them on their home floor was really impressive, and that's what got them to the tournament that year. I mean, they had to win that game to get there, and they did it. And that was really impressive. So we're really hoping there's more to come, and they get back to that NCAA tournament, particularly for Kyle's sake. Yeah. This will be the only year he'd miss it. So we don't want that to happen.
We are grateful to our seniors, and we are happy to have the chance to celebrate them. We referenced it a few times throughout the spotlights that we were doing, but Chase and Kyle, the WTV put out one of the better videos that I have ever seen, and it's between Chase and Kyle. And if you don't know, Chase and Kyle are like BFF.
I love their friendship.
They are just 2 peas in a little pod. And if you've seen those BYU Sports Nation commercials, like when Kyle says that he always eats clean, it's not a joke. Him and Chase only eat clean. My husband was in the weight room over the summer with the boys. Chase always brought in his little Tupperware of chicken and rice and, well, salmon. Chase prefers salmon. He says that he likes to eat stuff that comes from the sea and comes from the ground. So we admire that, but we're going to post that link. We tweeted it, but we'll put it in the comments of this video. They play a little game where they see if they can answer questions about each other, and one of the most hilarious parts to me is that they were prepared because they say that they play this game on the airplane all the time. So they're just a couple old married folk playing get to know you games on the airport, and I think their friendship is going to be longer lasting than even this season. So we'll post a link to that video, and trust us, it's worth 2 minutes of your time.
For sure.
So, speaking of seniors, we want to introduce something exciting.
So we are going to do a contest, and the winner of the contest is going to get a signed picture of one Kyle Collinsworth.
King Collinsworth.
Valuable.
Yes.
We maybe thought about keeping it, but we're going to be nice and give it away.
Yes.
So there's some rules for this contest.
Yes. 3 rules. Why don't you tell them the rules? I'll read them our haiku.
Okay, sounds good. So it's a haiku.
It's a poetry contest, if you will, but with a spin.
So a haiku is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables.
Yes.
Okay. It has to be about 1 or 2 or all of the seniors. Has to be senior related. So don't send us general basketball.
And you have to have the right number of syllables, or else we will disqualify you. So use those English educations.
To enter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and then email us your haiku to cougsonCougs@gmail.com.
Our email's in the comments too, but cougsonCougs@gmail.com. And then there's one other qualification.
We are going to post our haiku, so you need to RT our haiku.
Yeah, give us a retweet on that haiku.
And Mary, do you want to read that for us?
Yes, we wrote a haiku about none other than Chase Fisher. We'll let the poem do the talking. Jess, if you'll count my syllables for me.
Okay.
Members of the club, we admire one Chase Fisher.
Okay.
Arms, accent, long range. So there is an example of the type of haiku we're looking for.
All true.
And like we said, obviously it's a broad range about any of the seniors. Send us an email, and then make sure you're liking us on our social accounts and retweet our haiku, and you will be entered into the contest.
And make sure you do this by tip-off of
the Gonzaga game. So if you haven't done it by 6 p.m. on Saturday,
you're out of luck. So do it before then, and you might win.
We're excited to hear from your haikus.
We're really excited.
Yes.
Okay. Coaching from the couch this week. The whole week was just so weird, because you have the game on Thursday where it just looked bad the whole game.
It felt like we lost. We didn't. It made me mad when people were saying that we lost, because we didn't lose, but it did feel like we lost. And even the San Diego coach said at halftime that we came out with a vengeance and that we were playing like we had lost, which is just bizarre. That game was a hot mess.
Yeah, Thursday really was. I mean, it just felt like it has all season, where we have really good games and then we come back.
Well, but the craziest thing is that it was against the same team. So, like, I could kind of understand the different matchups and whatever. That was an excuse you could make for them. But it was the same matchup, and we played like we were 2 entirely different teams. And they kind of played like they were 2 entirely different teams, too. They had a good shooting night on Thursday, so we will give them credit for that, but they're still not really an excuse for only beating a 3-11 team in our conference by 2 points. 1 point.
But you got to beat them.
Right, and we won. So that's what matters. So that's what went right? Is that we won. We stuck with Coach Rose's motto. We hung tough together, and we want to give it a shout out to Kyle Collinsworth, who really put the team on his back. Without him, we don't stay in that game. We don't win that game. He had 25 points.
Yep.
Which is big. What's the stat line, Jess?
25 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists.
And he had a 3-pointer too, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had more 3-pointers than Chase and Nick at the end of the first half. So let's get into what went wrong. 0 points from Chase and Nick in the first half. So we've been focusing on our bench. They got 7 points, which is not good. But the thing about the weekend before that is our starters, we didn't really need a bench because the starters were on fire. We needed a bench this week. We didn't have one because our starters, Chase and Nick, 0 points from 2 of your guards in the first half.
Yeah, Nick didn't have a single 3-pointer that game. After his week where
and
he made
he
10.
only ended up being 3 for 11. So Nick and Chase came out in the second half, and they both got into double digits, but barely. I mean, I think Nick got, 12, and Chase got 14.
Chase had a couple 3-pointers,
so
which helped.
They still shot really poorly in the second half, but they shot better than 0. That was just really... I think you can pin it down to what went wrong. And there were... But how many assists were there?
12.
The thing is, that doesn't seem like very many assists. I think we were passing better than that, but no one was hitting shots. So 12 assists. We've said before that our magic number is 18. We managed to win, so obviously it still worked. But they did play good team ball. There was a lot of hustle and fight in them. So let's move on to Saturday so we can be happier about our lives.
It was complete opposite on Saturday.
What was the score? It was
91 to
33. We beat them by 58 points.
The same team that we almost lost to, which almost makes Thursday so much worse. Mm-hmm. Like, how did that happen? I don't know.
But it's hard to complain about a game like that where just everything... It was just a game where everything was going our way and nothing was going San Diego's game. I mean, I don't feel bad for them, obviously, but they had a really bad shooting night. And a lot of that was because of us. We played good defense, but they were not shooting the ball well. So what did go right for us? A few of the million things that went right for us.
Yeah, for me, it was the ball movement from the very beginning of the game. Mm-hmm. You know, you could see the ball was getting moved around. Guys were all getting involved and getting good passes.
How many assists did we have?
Open shots, 25.
That's big.
That's high.
That's huge. That's our magic. If our magic number is 18, we surpassed it. And they were having so much fun passing the ball, which is so fun to see. There was a Nick Emery to Corbin Kafusi that I started clapping at. And then there was the one we posted the video of that was Kyle Collinsworth between the legs to Zach Sellius. Zach drains a 3.
Yeah.
So you can't complain about that. Also, in that game, we had 7 bench points on Thursday against the same team, and then we had 43. Almost half of our points came from our bench. Davin Gwynn got in on Saturday.
And had 9 points.
And he had 9 points.
Good for him.
Those are some things that went right. It's hard to say what went wrong, but
Free throw shooting wasn't great.
But,
you know, a lot of that was the bench guys, so...
We want to bring back our Raisin 'em Right segment. What do we got for that? Jess found a picture.
Just from someone that posted a few weeks ago of taking their 3-week-old daughter to the basketball game, which I've done before.
Yeah, that is Raisin 'em Right. So start them young. We encourage starting them young. And then we also wanted to spotlight Tasha Sabi's niece. She tweeted at us for the Raisin 'em Right segment, which we still encourage you to do. Send us a tweet, send us an email or anything and let us know it's for Raising 'em Right. This is Tasha's niece when she was 2 years old, and she was singing the fight song at 2. If your kid isn't singing the fight song by 2 years old, then you're raising them wrong, if you ask us.
At least the rah-rah-rah part.
Go Cougars!
Yay!
Go Cougars!
Yay!
And then there's also some of these pictures of her in this cheerleading uniform, which we also find adorable. So keep on raising them right and keep on sending us your submissions.
And if you're taking your kids to the games this week, send us pictures.
Okay, that's all we've got this week. We have 2 home games. Like we said, make it to the Marriott Center if you can.
Last home games of the season.
Yes.
Be
Thursday,
there.
we play Portland. They're both at home. Thursday, we play Portland at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that is on ESPNU, another late game. And then Saturday, we play Gonzaga at 6. And is that on ESPN?
Senior night.
It's on ESPN.
Huge game. You should all be there.
Yes. So who are our sponsors this week, Jess?
This week sponsored by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And if you know what we mean, you've been watching BYU basketball this season.
Yes, and our other sponsor is Hitmonchan. It's a Pokemon. Apparently it's a Pokemon that BYU is. At least that's what SB Nation says. Whatever. May you always stay loyal to the white and blue. For Jess, I'm Mary. We'll see you next week.